everyone. Welcome to the couch. I'm Caitlin, licensed therapist and anime fan, and today we're going to be jumping back into the Fruits Basket remake. So I've really been enjoying watching this with some fresh eyes. So many moments are pulling at my heartstrings. I'm trying to think. Last time we kind of left off with, I would say, my favorite moment of the series so far, and that's only episode 6, right? With Yuki and Hyoi coming to get Tohru, bringing her back home. So let's see kind of how everyone's settling in at home again. And as always, we'll be pausing and commenting on the therapeutic themes that we see. So let's jump in.
おい、あいつまた家を出たぞ。トール君なら友達の家に出かけますって。
He's
人の
panicking.
話もまと
Okay.
もに聞けないのか。
Oh, so all right. So we're settling back in. Um, it's kind of cute to see Hyoi get so nervous, like she's gone again.
大きいです。羽鳥さんのご指示通り、相馬くんたち
Oh,
が
okay, I remember. She got the phone call to come visit the Soma main household. Oh, yeah.
いらっ
Okay.
しゃい。相馬家へようこそ。お邪魔します。
よく来たな。
Oh, my.
そんなに疲れる道のりだったのか。
I guess while the opening is playing, I can kind of talk a little bit about Momichi. Is that how you say his name? I might be wrong on this one, but I didn't comment on it as much in the other episodes, but um, you can see like he always has this childlikeness about him. Um, and if we're thinking about this in the context of the Somas with generational trauma, um, I think this can kind of point out how trauma survivors sometimes can lean into playfulness as a shield, right? Um, I would say sometimes it's more than, just our personality. It can be like a protective um behavior that we do. Um, and I would say for, let's say, for a child, maybe if they face things like rejection or neglect, being the silly one, right, could be a way to gain acceptance without the risk of deeper vulnerability. So this could be clinically, we can call this something like adaptive masking. It keeps people safe, but it also keeps their pain hidden. So that might be something for us to continue to look at with Momiji.
羽鳥さん病院は、お仕事の方は大丈夫ですか？
ああ、俺は一族の人間しか見ない相馬の主治医だ。
大忙しだから、診察に来る人はいないよ。お正月の準備だよ。一大イベントだからね。中の人たちだけじゃなくて、外の人も協力してくれるんだ。本家のことを中って呼んでるんだ。全部相馬の人たちなんだ。それはすごいことです。
150?
中に住めるのは僕たち十二支みたいな人やその秘密を知ってる人。
そんな秘密を君
Hmm.
のような赤の他人が知っているなどとんでもない話だ。本来なら即隠
Hmm.
蔽処置を施すところなんだが、アキトはその指示を出さず同居まで許した。俺は出ていくことを勧める。
Oh, nice.
もののけに疲れ続ける相馬家は君が考えるほど楽しいものじゃない。機械で、陰湿で。
You can see how Momiji's even reacting to this too. Um, this reaction is, gosh, I need to keep track of everybody's names. I got notes over here. Um, Hattori, Hattori. This is kind of like, you know, hold on. I'm gonna pause while the backstory because I feel like I'm gonna miss something. Um, so you can see it got pretty intense right there with Hattori and Tohru. Um, I guess we can kind of think of this as, it's a threat or maybe a warning to Tohru to stay away. Um, this is kind of like, I guess, his way of wanting to protect the family secret at all costs, right? And that includes the cost of intimacy as he sees growing with Tohru and the family. Um, and this is actually kind of common, you could say, in maybe we'll say more unhealthy systems, right? Attempts to set and enforce boundaries, right? Um, this attempt to do this, right, it's through fear. Um, it's a boundary that's meant to keep others out, but it also isolates those within, right? Um, and this dynamic shows how unhealthy systems preserve themselves by discouraging authentic connection. All right,
左の
let's
目がほとんど見え
play
ないんだよ。
again. Let's see this backstory.
ハリーは恋人がいたの。カナって言って。けど、アキトが怒った。すごく怒って、結婚は反対だって暴れて、ハリーの目に怪我させた。方が自分を責めてた。自分のせいでハリーの目がって責め続けて、とうとう心の病気になっちゃって。
Oh, wow, that's sad.
ハリーはカナの記憶を消しちゃったん
Oh,
だ。カナは出て行った。ハリーは泣いてた。でも、やっぱりアキトを責めなかったよ。
wow.
どうしてはもうカナみたいな人は出したくないんだ。トールにはカナみたいに傷ついてほしくないんだよ。
Oh my. Okay, so let's pause there too, right? Um, so then we go into um Hitori's backstory, right, with Kana. And this is kind of showing us, I would say, a piece, right, of what's underneath the boundaries, the attempts to keep people out, right? And that is a lot of hurt, and grief, right? Oh, it's just really sad. This also this also points out too with Kana, right? With the erasure of her memories, is that trauma doesn't just wound individuals, but it also destroys relationships. Gosh. And so you can see him also with the attempts to set these really rigid boundaries is also an attempt to not experience or have other people, right, experience that type of hurt again.
あれ、泣いてるの？プリさんがあんまり優しい
Mm,
方だから。私、皆さんと出会えてよかったです。関わらなければなんて後悔だけは絶対にしません。僕は僕と会えて嬉しい？もちろんです。
awesome. So you saw with Toru's tears on behalf of Hitori, it's just a really good example of her empathy, right? Um, wow. And it kind of just models compassion. You know what I mean? And we'll kind of just see. Oh, and we see the same thing too for Toru with Momiji as well, right? Accepting him just for who he is. You can see how much that meant to him.
そうだ、忘れないうちに渡しておく。なぜって、そういう取引だと言ったろ。君がここに来るならば、そのカメラを渡してやると。もし来なければどうなるか分かっているか。 人に合わせてなかったな。
気になさらないでください。それより羽鳥さんも十二支のお一人なのですね。何立ちなのですか？
すまなかった。泣かせてばかりいる
Oh,
な。
see, so now he's apologizing. I think Tohru showing empathy really kind of broke through something for him. Um, kind of broke through some of the numbness, you know? Oh, oh, and transforms. We get to see a seahorse.
羽鳥さん、水、いや、海水、どちらですか？羽鳥さん。
Oh,
は
we're
じめ
seeing
まし
more
て。
of the backstory.
相馬かなです。今日から助手として頑張らせていただきま
Oh,
す。
wait, she was one of the Somas, though. I guess she was one of the outside ones.
彼女は俺にとって春だった。暗く閉ざされた檻の中
Oh,
でいつの間にか冷え切った雪になっていたのが俺ならば、彼女は新鮮で鮮明な春だった。
wow.
してバレた。
羽鳥、水、いや、海水、水、どっちなの？羽鳥。知られたくないよね。他人と距離を置いちゃうよね。好きな人ならなおさらそばにいたいの。
Or just, man, this
涙が
sucks.
出た。
Because I know how
生まれ
it's
て初め
gonna
て
turn
誰
out
かに愛
already.
されたような、救われたような気分だった。何十年分もの幸せを凝縮させたみたいだねと彼女は笑っていた。
How the way he describes her
夢
is
の
just
終わり
beautiful.
はアキトに結婚の許しを。
Oh, whoa, that's crazy. Oh, oh my God, in his eye. Oh,
呪い。そして彼女は病んでいく。彼女の心が病んでいく。
mm,
いう時こそ君の隠蔽術が役に立つんじゃないの？その苦しみから救ってやるのが君の最後の役目じゃないの？彼女も本当は解放されたいと思ってる。
まさか一番大事な人の記憶を、一番大事な思い出をこの手で消すことになるなんて。
ごめんね。ごめんね、羽鳥。
もう苦しむことはないから。
this is so sad.
私、羽鳥と会えて嬉しい。
俺は一生溶けない雪に囲まれて死んでも構わないから。どうかどうか。
Her backstory or something else. You can also see too, a lot of times the people who've been hurt the most or suffering the most are usually the most kind and compassionate towards other people. Usually they don't think that they deserve to feel that type of happiness.
そっか、ついに結婚か。おめでとう、かな。ありがとう。ねえ、旦那さんどんな人なの？
Oh my gosh.
一緒にいたしはいい。
2年ぶりに見る彼女はあの頃と同じに笑ってる。そうか、幸せになったのか。
雪が溶けると何になるでしょう？
君は
春になりますね。今はど
Oh,
んなに寒くても春はまたやってくる。必ず。不思議ですね。
ああ、
you know, the metaphor or the, I don't know, the saying about spring. Um, I think this actually really beautifully reflects trauma recovery. Um, after deep loss, and that feeling of like an emotional winter, the possibility of renewal and growth still exists. And I really feel like Kana And now we can see Tohru, right? Embodies that spring energy.
呪いって何ですか？
君が君でいることだよ。今はまだ話せる時期ではないと思う。
You know, that actually is honestly a good question. What is the Soma's curse exactly? Um, and again, this is so funny because I have seen this show and I don't remember. So I guess I'm gonna find out too, but I don't know. Part of me wonders, is it something trauma related? And there's also a part of me too that really feels like, I don't know, I feel like there's got to be something with some deeper thing with Akito being at the center of that curse as well. So, you know, we're just gonna keep watching and see what comes up, I guess. All right, she's here with her friends
本
and
当に
reflecting on
いい
all
こ
the
とを
changes
して
that have gone on,
つ
including
い
no
見かけ
longer
たも
living
の
on
の
a
ようです
living in a tent.
お前正月はじいちゃん家帰るのか？
そのつもりだったのですが、ご家族
Now
で
the whole
ハワイに
family's in
行くらしいの
Hawaii.
です。しぐれさんの家でお世話になるの？ええ、でもなかなか言い出せなくて。
3人でテントで年越したっていいぜ。
Not
そ
in
れ
the
に
tent.
正
Oh
月から
boy.
キャンプ気分を味わうのも悪くないわね。
Camping trip.
大丈夫です。お二人は家族といてあげてください。
Oh, there she goes again. Not wanting to impose on her friends.
大掃除がそんなに楽しいのかよ。
Oh,
本田徹という人間はどうも他人と感覚がずれている気がする。
oh my god.
今日始めて4ヶ月。未だにつかめないところがある。
厚かましいお願いで恐縮なのですが、それでお正月もこの家にいさせていただいてもいいでしょうか？
うん。もちろんそれはいいんだけどね。絶対帰らない。4ヶ月も家を出てたやつが正月だからってホイホイ帰ると思うか？宴になんか出席したら本家を出た意味ないじゃないか。
Oh boy.
聞いてよトールくん。2人ともお正月相馬に帰らないって言うんだよ。
相馬のお正月は一大イベントだともみじさんが。
一族中が集まってお祝いするんだからね。
Oh?
いやー、3年前のゆきくんの舞も綺麗だったな。
それは見てみたかったです。でも素敵ですね。宴なんて本当に昔話のようです。
俺には関係ねえよ。猫はそ
I
の
was about
宴
to
に
say, I
出
don't
席
think
で
he
きない
gets
ん
to
だ。
go because of the story.
相馬に帰ったら三が日まで泊まることになるだろ。その間この家で本田さん一人きりになっちゃうよ。
大丈夫です。お家の留守はお任せください。
ああ言われちまうとな。
ご両親にもお会いになるのでしょ？
彼女はもう会えない。秋とくらい我慢し
Oh,
てね。嫌だけど神楽ぐらいなんてことねえよ。嫌だけど。
I really hope
きっ
she
と
doesn't
大丈夫。
stay here just all by herself and, you know what I mean? Doesn't do anything.
近所で強盗事件があったと長官に載ってたな。あいつは強盗を
Oh
計画
my
や姉貴に金など
god.
ボケだ。あ
Hmm.
いつさえ座布団にお茶まで出し、その上強盗の身の上話まで聞きそうだな。
What is he messing with though?
いやー奇遇だね。僕らこれから実家に帰るところでね。
今年は本当に一人なのね。今までお母様と一緒に過ごしてきたお正月が。
時どんな気持ちで見送った？
I feel like they're going back. There's no way. I knew it. Oh.
何やってんの？帰るんだ。
Oh. So you can kind of see too with Tohru. Sometimes her greatest strength can also be her greatest weakness, right? Because sometimes it kind of it doesn't allow people in, right, to help her out when she's needing some of that support that she gives to other people.
一人が平気なんて大丈夫だなんてそんな人間いるはずないのに帰りたい。
Mm.
会いたい。
Oh, and she was there crying.
お正月というものはこう人を感情的にさせるという。
よかった。もし気づかずにいたら一人で泣かせちまうところだった。ただいま。
Oh, that was sweet.
おかえりなさい。
You can hear it in her voice too.
しーちゃん、やっと来た来た。宴が始まるよ。
いや、もうみじ舞を楽しみにしてるから
My
ね。
gosh, it's actually adorable though. Look at little Bobby Jake.
こんばんは。とりあえずいいざまだな。
Oh, whoa, reaping what you sowed. I don't know what that means.
どなたでしょう、こんな時間に。
まさか神楽のやつが怒り狂って。アキトが逆上して。
ただお前が寂しくしてねえかなと思ってよ。
それでわざわざ電話を。
まあな。
本当に幸せ者です。
バカ泣くんじゃねえよ。もう切るからな。いい年迎えろよ。
父ちゃんでした。なんだか私の様子を気にかけてくれたみたいで。
実は俺たち相馬の家に帰る途中で花島さんに会ったんだ。彼女も本田さんのことをすごく心配してて。
花ちゃん、年が明けたら一番にお電話しますね。待ってる
Oh
わ。
my god.
気をつけて。
Oh, they all
相馬くん、
was this
ありがと
watching
う
the
ございます。
sunrise? Is this like a New Year's thing? Like a tradition kind of thing, you know?
お二人ともお願い事は決めましたか？私はバッチリです。
Oh, so you watch the sunrise and you make a wish.
京くん、相馬くん、明けましておめでとうございます。今年もよろしくお願いします。
こちらこそよろしく。
Oh.
おお。
Oh, this was a cute episode too. It was much more, what you want to say, lighthearted. You know what I mean? We saw more, like playful rivalry stuff between Joy and Yuki. Um, we saw a little bit more of that ongoing theme of Tohru struggling to let other people support her, and she's kind of more of that caretaker role. And so, while this was more of a lighthearted episode, I'd also say it's a good reminder that, after, let's say, like in contrast to the previous episode, which was really heavy, we also need a chance to kind of rest. You know what I mean? And take kind of like a breather. That's also a part of healing, right? It's being able to play, laugh, those kind of things. So balance is key, right? When we're coming to processing really big emotions. All right. So that was episode 7 and 8. Um, they gave us a really powerful look at the pain and resilience within the Soma family, right? We're starting to see a little bit more about the experiences of the main family. This time, right, we really zoned in on Hattori's story, including his backstory with Kana. And we really got to see, right, those themes of grief, um, healing, renewal, right, how they came through. Um, and then also, too, then we transitions to the more lighter moments. Um, and just as again, it's a good way of seeing the healing process, right? We need breaks from those really big emotions, but then we're also kind of, I don't know, teased a little bit about some future conflicts that'll still be coming up, right? um Things kind of like the family tension, um ongoing personal struggles, right? These are kind of, right, those calm periods that often come before, the new challenges that show up in life. So, I'm excited to continue watching. Um, Thank you guys for joining me here for this as we sat and unpacked these episodes. Um, And I'll leave you guys again with a rest easy, feel deeply, and I'll see you in the next session. Oh, look. And then Yami came to say goodbye too. Aww. Bye, everyone.